Battle for the women vote. Fresh Fox News polls this morning show that Hillary Clinton has a double-digit lead over Donald Trump when it comes to female voters. In a four-way race, Clinton has a 17-point lead with 52% support compared to 35% for Trump with women. Gary Johnson and Jill Stein have 3% and 2% support, respectively. I want to bring in Boris Epshteyn. He is a Trump campaign senior advisor. Good to see you, Boris.
Good to see you.
Thanks so much for being here.
In beautiful Las Vegas.
Beautiful Las Vegas. A little chilly this morning. Women comprise 53% of the electorate. Right. Obviously, a must-win for the voting bloc. Can Donald Trump do it?
Well, you don't have to win the bloc. What you have to do is you have to do well enough with women in that the margin there is smaller than the margin by which he'll win the men vote. So he's leading with men by about 20% consistently across polls. So actually, even that poll doesn't worry me that much. And, you know, as you're looking across issues, what do women care about? It is not a video from 11 years ago. What they care about is national security and the economy. If you look at the key states in Ohio, what are the concerns? The concerns go back to jobs. They go to the TPP. We now know Hillary Clinton lied about her support for the TPP. She does support it, so the bad trade deals. I'm very confident that we'll do well with women enough to win this election. In the LA Times poll, by the way, that difference with women is sub 10 points.
And he is
I have to correct something, though, because in the Fox News poll that you cited with the 17 percentage point lead among women for Clinton, right, Trump only has a 7-point lead among men. So there is a big...
Wow. But he is winning with married women.
I'm citing that specific poll, and he has a long way to go. If what you're saying, he needs to win men by a larger percentage, an even larger percentage than she's leading women, because women represent a bigger part of the electorate.
If you look at the LA Times poll, it's the other way around. And if you look at the CBS poll, they're all, you know, the difference, it goes the other way. It goes our way. So 3 weeks to go, right? What's it all about? It's about delivering the message on national security, the economy, and on draining the swamp. That goes a long way on ethics, on breaking that rigged
I know he's been using this term, draining the swamp. What does that mean? Taking out the corruption?
Well, you look at the Washington, D.C., which is funny because it actually is a swamp. It was built on a swamp. But really, it's become a figurative swamp of people who are just there to make money. They're not there to serve the American people. And that's lobbying, special interests. We now know from the WikiLeaks email that the Clinton campaign is taking money from lobbyists for foreign governments. Yeah. So Mr. Trump has proposed a 5-point plan on ethics, but also term limits. So that's what draining this.
I want to get the women's comments on this, because Ivanka Trump, Dagan, as you know, broke her silence on her father's lewd remarks. In a statement to Fast Company magazine, she says, "My father's comments were clearly inappropriate and offensive, and I'm glad that he acknowledged this fact with an immediate apology to my family and to the American people." What impact do you think Ivanka's remarks have on attracting women? Dagan and Gina.
Quite frankly, she needs to be out there on the campaign trail if she's really going to move women back into the Trump camp after that video came out. This is a step, but it needs to be bigger steps and multiple steps. And that speaks to his wife as well. And you just have not seen that.
Yeah. But polls indicate that about 67% of voters actually don't think this tape is an issue. And I think when women get alone in that poll, they're going to be thinking about things like, are my children going to be safe? Are my children going to be able to get a job when they get out of college? When you're alone in that voter booth with that ballot, I think the issues that women care about are less broken down. I'm not saying it completely goes away, but less broken down by gender issues.
I couldn't agree more. And if you look at the history of this country, a lot of the presidents have said things that have been regretful, and then they've apologized. Not a lot of presidents have committed the acts Bill Clinton did and then still were reelected. So Mr. Trump tonight, again, will be focusing on the points that Americans care about. How are they going to get jobs? How are we going to get above 3% GDP growth in this country, which we hadn't had in 8 years? And how are we going to defeat ISIS? That's what Americans wake up every morning worried about.
And they ought to pray that women have amnesia about that tape, though, because some women who found it, people who were on the fence about him, there are clearly some women out there, based on the way that the polls swung right after that tape came out, that they found it vile.
But they should be offended that Hillary Clinton has not even answered, not even given the American people an answer to the WikiLeaks, to the O'Keefe tapes, to the FOIA. Hillary's not answering any questions. She's telling the voters.
I agree with you about all the problems with Hillary Clinton, but when you tell somebody that you should be more upset about that and not be upset about that tape, that does not resonate. That does not connect.
And I think in the polling booth, it's going to go the other way.
What about tonight, the fact that so Hillary is bringing Meg Whitman, to the debate. She's bringing Mark Cuban, 2 billionaires, to the debate. Donald Trump is bringing Mrs. Smith.
Right.
Her son was killed in Benghazi. He's bringing Obama's half-brother.
Right.
What? Tell us about this.
Well, that's just showing that in President Obama's own family, you have some discontent and people who disagree with his policies and the policies Hillary Clinton has carried out, and that goes back to Benghazi.
And right? President Obama's half-brother said he's voting for Trump.
Right.
He is. I think these angel moms also speak so much to Hillary's corruption. People have to remember that she literally sat there while these people died. And I think when the American people are faced again with that, when Pat Smith joins him tonight, I think it will remind them about that national security thing that I think, again, translates into women votes in the poll.
And then Hillary Clinton said verbatim, what does it matter? Remember, she said,
difference does it make?
What difference does it make? What difference does it make? Even worse. What difference does it make?
Yeah.
So,
but not only that, she sold uranium to Russia. She's taken multiple tens of millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars from foreign governments that support ISIS. How a woman could vote for that? I don't understand. Women are oppressed in these countries, and Hillary's profiting from them.
Well, it depends on if it's resonating. Yeah, that's all there, but is it actually resonating with people? We'll see. We're going to see you tonight, Boris.
And we'll see you on November 8th.
And
that's the big thing.
Boris Epshteyn joining us there.